Happy Fragrant Friday, Fraghead. Hey everybody, this is Ben here at That Cologne Guy, coming at you with a new review. Happy Fragrant Friday. I hope you are doing well. I hope you have a great week, and thanks for checking out this week's episode. Before I dive in, let me just quickly say, as you can probably tell already, I am in the latter stages, hopefully, of a cold. And so if my voice sounds a little different, it is, and I will power through, and I hope to be 100% next week. So you've seen the title and the description, so you know I am checking out. It was time. I was due. #Amouage fanboy was due for an Amouage. And, by the way, part of the library collection. This is Opus 14. I got this from Lucky Scent, so this is Opus 14. Of course, it's got the Roman numerals, Amouage, and this is Royal Tobacco. Royal Tobacco. I am super excited. Number one, because I love Amouage. Number two, I've always loved the library collection. Number three, it's been a while since I have reviewed an Amouage. And number four, the fact that this has so many notes right up my alley. Everything is, the stars aligned for me to absolutely love this week and this fragrance. Did I like it? Stay tuned and find out. This is a 2022 release. It's an aromatic fragrance. And I'm going to read right now, actually, the story. You guys know I like to talk about the nomenclature. So this is XIV. So this is, of course, is Roman numerals for 14. This is part of the library collection. They're always called Opus, and then the Roman numeral for the number. And then after that, now the new ones, the new series, they give them a name. They didn't used to have a name attached to them. That's caused some confusion with the original ones, because now they're called like Opus 1 with a name. And before they didn't have a name. So people are like, is this a re-release, or did they just rename it, repackage it? A little confusion with the library collection. So this one is called Royal Tobacco. And I'm going to read directly from their site, because this actually has a backstory, which I, of course, love. All right, so this is from Amouage website. One of knowledge and aesthetic pleasure. Opus 14 Royal Tobacco is a fragrant journey along the Tropic of Cancer from Oman to Cuba. Connecting royal frankincense, Oman, get it, to regal tobacco, Cuba. The perfume references the tradition of el lector. That is a Spanish word that means the reader. El lector, the reader. El lector, whose role was to read to cigar makers in Cuban factories, captivating them with riveting novels like Les Miserables by Victor Hugo and works by Honoré de Balzac, Stendhal, Edgar Allan Poe, or Herman Melville, until it became an honored ritual as synonymous with the rolling floor as the scent of tobacco interpreted by renowned perfumer Cécile Zarokian. Looks like Cécile Zarokian. I will make sure that I put that in the ticker flying by. A unique accord of frankincense and tobacco bursts alive in a novel and rich sensory experience. Get the play on words, a novel meaning new or novel meaning book, because the reader is reading to the cigar maker. Interesting, and I really, really like that. I also like the fact that they really emphasize the notion of frankincense and tobacco. This really is a collision of two worlds, and I absolutely love that about this fragrance. It makes me want to, of course, have a full bottle. I want to come back to this one, and I really like the fact that this is a tobacco mixed with vanilla. You would expect that, but then it has a lot of surprises. So let's get to the surprises, actually. A few of the notes. This is a very complex scent. In fact, some people might even make the argument that tobacco isn't fitting. I mean, for the name, that it's not tobacco enough, that it's not tobacco dominant or tobacco prominent. So, I just wanted to throw that out there. Maybe the name itself might just be something that's kind of catchy, like, with tobacco vanille or something like that. I think it is tobacco dominant, but it's also quite a gourmand. There's a lot going on in this fragrance. Go to Fragrantica and check out just all the notes. I mean, it's just a very complex fragrance. Here's what I get, though. When you first spray it, you get either anise or anise. You can say either one. So you're going to get a black licorice note that I personally appreciate. That's what I mean. There are tons of notes in this fragrance that are just right up my alley. Too bad it doesn't have cinnamon. That would have been just the grand slam. Of course, it's got tobacco in it. I do pick up some bergamot and some orange blossom. I wouldn't say that those are prominent by any means, but I'm able to get kind of a slight citrusy note, just ever so slight. I also picked up, of course, the vanilla bourbon, vanilla cherry, the vanilla pipe tobacco scent that is certainly in the base and the mid. No doubt about that. It's almost like this is almost like if you're smoking a tobacco in a bakery, in a European bakery. I love the fact that it has this kind of very clear, distinct tobacco element to it, of course. But then I also like the fact that it's definitely syrupy sweet. It's definitely syrupy sweet. So if you don't like the sweet ones, and if you don't like a gourmand element to it with the vanilla, and I'll go on in a second, but the fenugreek and the anise, you're not really going to like this fragrance. Of course, I do. I just mentioned fenugreek. Let me mention that one again, or bring that into play. So it's got some spice to it. And then it's got, and then you get down to the amouage, right? Then you get into the myrrh and the frankincense, the royal frankincense, and then it also has guaiac wood. It's got vetiver. It has really all the things I like. I just wish and it's got oud. I mean, I can just keep going. I just wish it had cinnamon. And here's what I would say. If I really wanted to be nitpicky with the notes, I would say it's clearly got birch tar in it. I mean, I read that. Okay, that's a very specific reference. But what I mean is, it's got a slight. The vanilla mixes with the birch tar to give it kind of a slightly burnt vanilla feel. Many will like that. I admit I don't. I mean, that if I really wanted to be, persnickety on the notes, I would say I would like if they made a new version of this, I would say tone down the birch tar just a little bit. In that way, the vanilla, I think, would be a little smoother. Then again, maybe you like the brash element to this. That certainly would, work with tobacco. But I wanted to throw that out. And so that's what you're going to get. It's a very unique fragrance. There were certain days where I felt this was kind of balsamic. There were certain days when I almost felt like it was, I don't want to say citrusy, but I really picked up the bergamot and the orange blossom. Other days I felt like it was, pure tobacco. And then other days I felt like I was almost getting some of the oud. I mean, there's just a lot going on. And then finally, of course, every once in a while I would pick up happily the black licorice and anise. So I really, really liked that element a lot. This is a very unique fragrance in my estimation. I haven't smelled something a lot like this one. The tobacco based fragrances usually quote unquote work for me, but I don't know that they have tons of originality, perhaps, whereas this one absolutely does. This one definitely shines when it comes to the notes and the combination of them. Very complex, very happy with that. You guys know I'm not a huge fan of vanilla anyway, so if I could just say, if I could just tone down the vanilla and the burnt quality of it just a little tiny bit, I'd be even happier. That said, I've really enjoyed wearing this little sample throughout the week. Really have. So let's get, and I have more good news for you, because when it comes to the longevity, projection, and sillage, this performs like an amouage. You would expect this to do well, and it absolutely does. So longevity, I would say the least of them would be projection, but I have a feeling that's because these are dabs, right? These are not even sprays. This is just one of the samples. I'm going to be going through the lucky scent samples the next 4 weeks that I got. So I'm assuming it's because of that. If I had a bottle that had with an atomizer, I bet the projection would be fantastic. So longevity was a rock solid. I would say 6 to 8, but closer to 8. I was very happy with the longevity. Beast mode, it was good. It was what I expect from an Amouage. I really liked it. And then projection could have been better, but I'm going to put a little asterisk next to that and say that it's probably because of this. No problem there. Still, projection was quite good, about an arm's length away for the first 4, and then it's slightly tapered down from there. But keep in mind, again, these are very small anyway, and so you just kind of put some dabs on, and it's not like the typical spray. So I'm going to say I'm ecstatic with the projection already just from this. And then finally, sillage is good. It's sillage coming in on rooms, leaving a scent trail. You will definitely get noticed with this fragrance, and I'm happy about that. I really like that about, Amouage just kind of gets it done, doesn't it? And so this one is, for sillage, I will say, the first 4 to 6 hours, you will be leaving a prominent scent trail, so you certainly will get people asking you what you're wearing, and I would definitely be careful with this one at the office. Probably you can make that statement really for practically all Amouages, right? That's why we love them. So that's it. All signs point to great thus far. When it comes to age, with the tobacco, and anytime you're talking about pipe tobacco, you're going to be getting into a gentleman's scent. This is, again, another one that's not for the meek. I really enjoy this one, and I'm going to go ahead and say that for me, this one is probably going to be, 35 and up as far as people actually wearing, as for age, as far as people actually wearing this one, wanting it, buying it. I'll say 35 and up. And then, it's a wonderful scent, but in all actuality. And then as far as gender, this one, like all Opus works, library collection, is for men and women, or for women and men. Actually, they list it that way. But I will say this one is definitely this one is, I would say, quintessential masculine. I would say about 90, I'll say 90-10 on the split. So 90% will be men wearing this and 10% will be women. In fact, later, I can put an edit if it says it's exclusively for men, but I'm pretty sure it's not. In fact, I'm just going to look at it right now because you got me. Yep, it's for women and men. This is a 90-10 for me. This is very contemporary, modern, masculine, and brash. As well. So I really, but not necessarily, rugged, right? But I really, really like this one. And I think it's going to be 90% men wearing this and 10% women. So when it comes to the seasons are going to be pretty easy for something like this. This is another one. The fragrances I've been reviewing lately have been kind of falling in the same vein of the colder climates. So this is perfect for the fall and the winter and maybe early spring. I seem to be saying that quite a bit, so it must just be the fragrances. Maybe it's random, but these fragrances are a little heavier, and of course I like that. And this one is a clear winter, fall, perhaps early spring. Don't know if I'd wear this in ultra hot climates, actually. That'd be the only thing. Ironic, because they make reference to Cuba. But anyway, those are the seasons. And then when it comes to day and night, I would say this one could be either. I would say if you wore it to the office, though, again, you'd want to be very careful with that. And then finally, as far as an event, though, that's what I like about these things, because the Amouages they're just so original and unique, and they last a long time, and they project, and people are always wanting to ask you what you're wearing. That's what I love about an Amouage. And so you can just wear this anywhere, anytime you want. Yes, of course, it's going to be from more formal, but that's what's so great about this stuff. We've talked a lot about the recent changes in Amouage, and yes, I would say there's a certain danger in making, and getting away from the ultra unique and trying to get into more designer-like smells. I'm fine with this one. I don't think it does that. I'm totally fine. This has a niche quality. It has a unique scent to it. I'm totally in line with that. The only thing I would say is a little slap on the wrist, of course, because it does retail at $360 a bottle. So for 3.4 ounce, 100 milliliters, you're looking at $1 a day in US dollars. So it retails for $360. Is it worth $1 a day? No, it's not. And that's the slap on the wrist. So I will take that in consideration for my rating. Now, the counter argument to that, if I were an Amouage rep, you might say, well, if people are out there paying for it, then it's worth that, right? This is definitely something that would be more in the 175 to 195 range. I would pay under 200 for this. I wouldn't pay anything over that, though. I really like it. To my knowledge, this is the first fragrance that I am reviewing by the Parfumée Cécile Zarokian or Zarokian. I'm not sure on the pronunciation, but I really am impressed by her work here, clearly, and excellent work. And it's but $360 is a bit pretentious to me. So I'm gonna say that's really the one drawback for this fragrance. So this one really is a very, very easy rating for me. Super easy, actually, because I'm just going to go ahead and give this one a 5 out of 5. And I'll say the only thing really that keeps me... Two things stop this from getting the elusive bonus spray. And one is totally subjective anyway. Right. The only thing that keeps me from giving a 6 out of 5 for this one is, number one, I just wish it had more or any cinnamon, and then toned down the birch tar and or the vanilla, just a little bit. That is subjective, though. But what's not subjective is $360. I mean, these guys are just for a bottle of cologne, that's just too much to charge. So no thank you there. I will dock them a spray. I will keep them from the elusive 6 just because of those 2 points. And this one is a 5 out of 5. These might be faux dabs, but they might not, because right before I started recording, I think I see just a little tiny bit. So I might be able to get some left. Either way, 5 out of 5 sprays for Royal Tobacco by Amouage. I hope I was able to be coherent in this episode. I am trying my best to labor through and fight the good fight as I deal with this cold. 5 out of 5 sprays for the 2022 Amouage Library Collection, Opus 14. Boom. Boom. And then I'll just yep, at this point it's bone dry. Boom. These are faux. Boom. And I'm going to try to get every last drop. And I'll even use the little wand. Wingardium Leviosa. All right? So I will try to get every last drop I can, because it's just that good. I will keep my eye on the discounters and see if I can score this juice for less than $200. And if I can, I will grab it. This one was so much fun to wear. It was so refreshing to get a tobacco that is complex and has so many different... I mean, how many times can you talk about a fragrance that has fenugreek, guaiac wood, birch tar, orange blossom, anise, licorice, vanilla, myrrh, frankincense, vetiver, oud. I mean, the list just goes on. It's an embarrassment of riches, my friends. 5 out of 5. I really enjoyed this one. Have a great week. And always remember, my friends, fragrance marks the celebration of today. Take care, everybody. This is definitely a syrupy, sweet, mixed with vanilla tobacco. Think of el lector. Think of the reader. Okay, so think about this, right? The reader sits in the cigar factory in Cuba and reads a novel. He reads Edgar Allan Poe, a short story, The House of Usher. He reads a short story while someone else makes cigars. Then after his shift is over, he goes into a cafe, and he sits and enjoys some pastries while he has all the smell. Think of all the smell from the factory, the fact that he's now enjoying his own cigar, and then he's sitting surrounded by this kind of syrupy, sweet blast of pastry.